For all updates on CAT prep, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon.
So let us understand what is this logarithm. So we know that if I write any number, say n, in the form a to the power x, right? So a is the base and x is the power, right? There is another way of writing the same thing in the logarithm format. And that is, if I want to find that what should be the power of a so that we get the value of n, right? Suppose we want to find the value of x, then we can say that the value of x would be log of n with base a. So this is the format in which the logarithm works. We have to just remember that this is the base, this is the number which you will be getting when this base is raised to power x. So this is nothing but another way of writing the previous expression. Find where a is the base and n is the number which we will be getting when a is raised to the power x. For example, we know that say 10 to the power 3 is 1000, right? We all know it. So what is 3 here? 3 is the log of 1000 with base 10. Correct? So I know that you all will be in a position to answer that when 9 to the power x is given to be 729. And if I ask you that what is the value of x, then clearly 9 cube is 729. So the value of x would be 3. So here if I want to find the value of x, then in the logarithm format we'll be writing it as log of 729 with base 9. And on calculation we'll be getting it as 3. How the calculation is done, that is a part of property which we'll be discussing in the same video. So I hope the basic idea of the logarithm is done. There are certain things which we have to keep in mind, and that is the base a has to be greater than 0 and it cannot be equal to 1, right? The base should never be negative and at the same time it cannot be equal to 1. The reason is very simple. For example, if I want to say that the number n is say a to the power x, and if I keep the value of a to be 1 where a is the base, then n is equal to 1 to the power x, then we can say that irrespective what is the value of x, we'll always be getting the value of n to be what? 1. That means we are getting multiple value of x and we are getting the same answer. So in functions, such kind of things are not allowed, and that is the reason the base is not taken to be equal to 1. So these are the two very simple things which we have to remember. Now we can straight away move to the properties. So let us take the first property. So the first property is that log of 1 with any base is always equal to 0. This is very easy to prove. Here we can compare it with like this, that log of n with base a is suppose equal to x, right? Here n is called the argument and a is the base, right? So we can rewrite this statement as we did, as we understood in the basics, that when n is equal to a to the power x, then x is equal to log of n with base a, right? So we can write this expression, correct? So here doing the same, so here we can say that the value of n will be equal to a to the power x. Now if I compare, then here n, the value of n is what? 1, right? And the value of x is what? 0, which perfectly matches, because if I take any base and if I keep the value 0, the power to be 0, then the answer is always 1, because anything to the power 0 is 1. So that's what the first property, that log of 1 with any base is always equal to 0. Similarly, the second property is that log of a with base a is always equal to 1. That is, again we can write this is the argument, this is the base, right? So we can say that the argument a can be written as a to the power 1, which perfectly matches, because any number to the power 1 is the number itself. And the third property is that log of b with base a, and b has some power, say m, then this is nothing but m into log of b with base a. This is again very easy to prove. So let me assume that log of b to the power m with base a to be equal to, say, k, right? Now this entire thing is the argument, right? So we can say that if I want to find the argument, then b to the power m would be equal to the base to the power k, right? Now let us take the mth root both the side. That is, we are taking we are raising to the power 1 by m both the sides. So this is b to the power m whole to the power 1 by m, and here also it will be a to the power k whole to the power 1 by m, right? This is laws of, as per the laws of indices, this will become what? B, because m into 1 by m will get cancelled out, and here it would be a to the power k by m, correct? Again, in this format, we can write it in the logarithmic format. So this is the power, this is the base, and this is the argument. So we can say that the power k by m would be equal to log of b with base a, or the value of k is nothing but m into log of b with base a. And we have assumed this entire thing as k, so we can say that k will be m into log of b by a, which is the property number 3. So these are the first 3 properties. These are very, very vital. Very frequently we'll be using these properties. Now let's move to the next properties. So the fourth property is that log of, say, x with base a plus log of y with base a is always equal to log of x into y with base a. Here the base has to be same, right? So here we can see that we are taking log of x with base a, and we are adding another logarithm with the same base. Then the final it could be equal to log of the product of the two arguments, that is x and y, having the same base. So let us prove this also. So let me assume that log of x with base a is equal to p, and log of y with base a is equal to q. Now again we can rewrite that the value of x, that is the argument, will be the base to the power p, and here the argument y would be equal to a to the power q. Right? Now let me take the product of both. So x into y, it will be a to the power p into a to the power q. So as per laws of indices, we can write it as the product x into y is equal to a to the power p plus q. Right, guys? Now let us take log both the sides. So we can say that with base a, so we'll be applying log both the sides. So it will be log of xy with base a, and here also it will be log of base a and a to the power p plus q. Now from the previous property, that is log of b with base a, and b has some power m, is nothing but equal to m into log of b with base a. We'll be applying the same logic here. So here we can see that this entire thing, I'm writing it here, this can be written as log of x into y with base a is equal to p plus q will come and will get multiplied with the logarithm, and will be left with log of a with base a. So here if I compare, then the base a is same, b is a again, here b is a again, and the value of m is nothing but p plus q. So here we can see that p plus q will get multiplied with log of b a, but b and a both are equal, so we can write it like this. Again, using the previous property that log of a with the same base, the value is always 1. So we can write that log of xy with base a is equal to what? P plus q. Again, we can substitute that the value of p and q to be log of x and log of y respectively. So we'll be getting this property, that log of x plus log of y is always equal to log of x into y. Right? So this is the fourth property. Now let's take the fifth property. So the fifth property is that if I take the difference, that is log of x minus log of y with base a is always equal to log of x upon y with the same base. Again, we can use the same logic, that log of x with base a can be written as p, log of y with base a can be written as q. So we can say that the value of x would be equal to a to the power p, and the value of y would be equal to a to the power q. Now I'll divide this expression with this. So we'll be getting x over y is equal to a to the power p divided by a to the power q, which can be written as a to the power p minus q. Right? Again, taking the logarithm both the side with the same base, we'll be getting log of x over y with base a is equal to log of a to the power p minus q with base a. Using the same properties as we did proving the last property, again we can write it as log of x over y with base a can be written as p minus q log of a with base a. Again, this value will be equal to 1. So we'll be left with log of x over y with base a is equal to p minus q. Again, we can see that p and q are nothing but log of x and log of y. So log of x minus log of y is equal to log of x over y with the same base a. So this is how we can prove the fifth property. So all these properties are very, very important. You have to just write them on piece of paper a good number of times, so that you get used to it with the context, as well as You should not have any confusion that where we have to apply minus, where we have to apply plus, etc. Now let's move to the next properties, and that is log of say x and base has some power n. Then this is nothing but 1 upon n into log of x with base a. That means, again let us prove it. So let me assume that log of x a to the power n is equal to say number p. Then we can write the value of x to be a to the power n whole to the power p, right? Or we can write that it is a to the power n into p. Now again taking the log both the sides, it will be log of x, and I'm keeping the base as a. It is log of a with power np and base a. Again using the property, we can say that this is nothing but np into log of a with base a. Now this will become 1. So we can say that log of x with base a is equal to np, or we can say that the value of p is nothing but 1 upon n times of log of x with base a. Now what is p? P is nothing but the LHS part, right? And this is nothing but the RHS part. So this is the property number 6.